On the island of Lagos, just before sunrise, when the waters are still half asleep, and the city is only beginning to remember its own name, there lived a woman whose gift was unlike anything this world had ever seen. Her name was Adaeze, but people didn't know her by her real gift. To many, she was simply the girl who made the best coffee in town. But coffee was only the beginning. Every morning, before the world opened its eyes, Adaeze would unlock a tiny cafe hidden between two old colonial buildings. Its name was written in gold calligraphy, Mocha Mystique, and some customers joked that the coffee there could heal heartbreak, call destiny, and sometimes warn you of danger. Most people thought it was just a joke. It wasn't. Adaeze wasn't just making drinks. No, she was reading souls. When she touched the beans, she could feel your energy, your worries, your future choices, the things you were hiding from everyone else. Some people's hearts smelled of sweetness, some of bitterness, some of danger, and those she warned quietly, sometimes too quietly. That morning felt strange from the beginning. The air was heavier, the candles flickered differently. Adaeze felt something approaching, long before the footsteps were heard, like the wind was whispering a warning only she could hear. But she ignored it, because every gift comes with a burden, and sometimes the burden is knowing what no one else knows, even when you wish you didn't. A young lady entered the cafe, her hands shaking, her eyes swollen from crying. She ordered her usual cup. The moment Adaeze poured the coffee, the steam turned a violent red. Adaeze's heart dropped. "Don't go with that man today," she said quietly. "Your life is not safe." The girl stared at her, terrified, confused. She rushed out. Adaeze closed her eyes, praying silently she wasn't too late. But little did Adaeze know, the real danger was not with that girl. It was with someone coming straight into her life. Someone she could never read. Someone her gift could not warn her about. Someone the universe had already chosen. It began with the sound of an expensive engine. A black SUV pulled up outside the cafe. Slow, smooth, like it owned the entire street. A man stepped out. Tall, calm, commanding. His presence alone made the air change temperature. When he entered, the candle flames bent toward him, as if bowing. Adaeze felt her heart stop. Not romantically, spiritually. Everything inside her screamed, "This one is not ordinary." But she said nothing. She couldn't. Her voice refused to come out. The man spoke first, his voice deep, smooth. "1 cup of whatever you recommend." Adaeze nodded, still trying to breathe normally. She chose her most sacred beans, the beans that only reacted to truth. As she poured the coffee, the steam turned gold, then black, then gold again. She froze. That had never happened before. The cup slipped from her hand and shattered. He didn't flinch. He didn't look surprised. Instead, he stared at her like he already knew something about her. Then he smiled, just slightly. "Maybe the coffee has been waiting for me," he said. Adaeze stepped back in fear, her hands shaking, her gift trying to read him, but it couldn't. He was invisible to her power. And for the first time in her life, Adaeze felt blind. Suddenly her vision flashed. Images like fire exploding behind her eyes. A burning crown. A city underwater. A battlefield. A shadow reaching for her. A man screaming her name. 2 hearts merging into one light. Adaeze gasped and collapsed. Before she hit the ground, the stranger caught her. He held her like he had expected her to fall. And in a low whisper, he said, "You saw it too, didn't you?" Adaeze stared at him, trembling. "Why, you're not human." He looked at her, expression unreadable. "Neither are you." And that was the moment destiny opened its eyes. Not just for Adaeze, but for the entire city, for the world. Because some people drink coffee to wake up, but for Adaeze, coffee was the beginning of a prophecy powerful enough to rewrite everything she thought she knew. This was only the beginning. Like, comment, share and follow for part 2. Thanks.